Welcome back, you guys. I'm Tassie, and by request, I'm having a seafood boil. This is from Amazing Cajun out in Savage, Minnesota. So the sauces I did not make. And what I have here, it is a pound of lobster tails, and this is in a Louisiana dry rub, and this is the sauce left over from the container with the Louisiana dry rub. Now, over here, I do have 2 pounds of crab legs, and this is their house special sauce. Both of the sauces, they are in a blazing or as hot as they can get, basically spicy. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, we all know by now, snow crab, it is my favorite. I love their sauce, you guys. Look how thick it is. Mm. It's been a while since I went back out there. I was out there when they first opened, and it is a bit of a drive for me. It's about 30 minutes one way. But it's really good. And I actually know some people who live out there, and they live pretty close to this place too, and I'm just like, oh, you guys are so lucky. And I totally forgot, but they actually have hot pots there. So I'm like, huh. And the hot pots are pretty cheap. It's like, the most expensive is like 12 something, 12.50. But it's a small hot pot. I'm gonna try it in this Louisiana dry rub. And there's like a bunch of seasoning at the bottom. You guys can see that. It's lemony too. And it's actually on the potatoes that came from the Louisiana dry rub. So it's on there too. And I do like to have the sauce made separately. The Louisiana dry rub, though, I like it to be cooked with the seafood. Now, all of this was like around $70. Okay, stop with the potatoes. I could just eat the potatoes, like, because, you know, like, I'm a carboholic. And you guys will notice there's no claws in here. There's like this piece of the claw right here. But I actually took them out and I fed it to my boyfriend's cat and dog. All right. This is one of the lobster tails. I mean, they're huge. And they pre-cut them at the top here so that you can just pull them apart. Oh my god, please be the seafood boil that I do not spray myself in the face. So even though they cut it, it's still kind of difficult to get it out. Now, when I drove up to the restaurant, they actually have lunch specials there for anybody who lives or works in that area. They have all-you-can-eat crawfish for lunchtime, which I thought was really a good deal. I mean, like, I don't know how many people want to go get really messy during lunchtime. But if it's a Friday and it's payday and you want to treat yourself. All right, so I'm slowly trying to get this out of the shell. For being that difficult. Bam! It took a while, but it's finally out. And the Louisiana dry rub, it has like a lemony taste to it. It's very different from the house special sauce. It's definitely lighter because it's mostly butter and seasoning. Like, look at all that sauce and seasoning. And it does come with a lemon wedge too. That was good. I'm just drinking water today. I really like that lemony aftertaste that you get. Oh my god, this thing's like super hard. Man. There it goes. So what I always do is I always use a fork, you guys, because, you know, snow crab, the shell's a lot thinner and it's easier to break. So I just use the fork and I run it along the ridge and then I just cut it open that way. Versus, you know, like king crab, you need shears. A fork's not going to cut it. No pun intended. If you guys follow me on Facebook and Instagram, I think like 2 weekends ago now, I actually was eating crab legs at Mystic because we have casinos up here who do like seafood buffets. And Mystic and Treasure Island, there are better, well-known casinos, and they do seafood crab leg nights and raw oysters. And I was just there, but you know, I love my crab legs. And there's actually a casino, I think it's like 2 hours out from the Twin Cities. I have never been there, but they do all you can eat lobster. And I saw this one girl, she posted, she ate 18 lobster tails. Like, 18, you guys. And she was like my size. And I'm like, girl, how do you eat 18 lobster tails? Like, how long were you there for? Like, did you sit for a really long time? Because, you know, like, they don't time you. Like, it's not like you only have 2 hours and you have to go. I wish I could eat 18 lobster tails. I just love how thick this thing is. Like, wow. Normally, whenever I go to the casinos and I eat buffet for the seafood, it's like $40 a person. One casino Mystic is like $40. The other one at Treasure Island, which I prefer Treasure Island versus Mystics. Treasure Island, they do theirs on Thursdays, and it's like $37 a person, but then at Mystics, it's like 40 something a person. And the reason why I prefer Treasure Island, their crab legs are big, whereas I find that like Mystics, they tend to be a bit smaller and old. And when I say old, you know how these are like bright red? They'll be brown because it's been overcooked. Because they're preparing in advance for a lot of people to come. So they throw a bunch in the steamer to get them all cooked. But what happens is so much of it sits there for so long. And then you can't get it out of the shell nicely. You're always like using a fork to get them out. And I think that the food selection, because, you know, they have other foods besides just seafood, of course. But I find that Treasure Island, their food selection is better than Mystics. And I don't gamble. So really, I just go there to eat. Now, my family wanted to go to Mystics. That's why we went to Mystic. And the good thing with Mystics, I will say, is that their seafood buffet is on a Sunday. Sunday night, it starts at 4 o'clock. But then Treasure Island, theirs is on a Thursday. So it's kind of hard for a lot of people to like take off work early. So the line is insane. You're driving an hour out of the city just to get there right after work. So it's you know, I can see why people will go to Mystics. Mystics used to be on Wednesday night, and then they changed it to Sunday night. I don't know if their business is doing better since they changed it to a Sunday. If you're from Minnesota and you like to go to Mystics or Treasure Island, let me know which one you guys prefer to go to and why. But it is scary. Just Just gonna let you guys all know that it is scary going to seafood night at the casinos. And it's so scary because, it's like a Black Friday kind of a thing. I think the mentality behind it, people become very, very crazed, and they're rushing to get to the food, and they're rushing to get as much food as they can in one go. So it is very scary, I think. Now, I understand if you have like kids, maybe that's why you're grabbing a lot. But I don't like to grab a lot in one go. Like, the most I'll grab is 3 clusters to my plate. So people will pile it and they'll hold it with 2 hands. They'll like lean it against them as they're like walking around the dining hall. And I don't like to do that only because, like snow crab, it gets cold. And when it gets cold, it gets saltier. So I like my crab legs to always be warm or hot when I'm eating it. That's why. And I always find what helps me when I eat at the buffet is if you order orange juice as your drink. Because orange juice, the citrus, it cuts through all that salt and butter. It just helps to cleanse your palate as you're eating. I do not like the orange juice at Mystic. Mystic sells or has that orange juice that's like, I think the brand is Dole. You know where it has that bitter taste to the orange juice? It's not like fresh, Minute Maid, fake as all heck, but it has that really like stale, like old bitter taste to it. It's probably fresh orange juice. And this is off topic, but speaking of orange juice, on YouTube, I like to watch the how it's made and stuff like that. And they'll show you like how all these food and all these products, everyday products, and how it's made in the factory. So they did one on orange juice in Florida. In the video, it made it seem like it was fresh squeezed orange juice that we actually consume. But what happens really, because all the comments were people who actually worked in the factories, all the orange juice that they get, all the oranges, because the oranges don't grow year round. There's always a harvest season. I think there's 2 of them. But what happens is that they actually get all the oranges and they squeeze them all out, like they really do. But then it gets stored for like 2 weeks. And then they pump all this stuff into it to make it taste like fresh orange juice. I was reading the comments. I was like, no, you guys are ruining this for me. But then and everybody was agreeing with them that that's exactly what they do. They actually pump them and store it, the orange juice, for a long time. And they put all the stuff in it to preserve it. So that way it doesn't go bad fast. But you don't get like fresh oranges. Like, they squeeze it, pumped it, and it's shipped out. That's not how it happens. Alright, please work better for me. Have you guys noticed, though? I have not sprayed my face yet. Oh, this one's coming out a lot nicer, this lobster tail. The ends is hard. Mm. The lobster, personally, I think it tastes better in the Louisiana dry rub. Only because the house special sauce, I feel like it masks the flavor of the lobster, so you can't really taste the lobster. But the Louisiana dry rub, it's really good with the lemon notes. Super good. Very good. Want to eat another potato, but I think that will fill me up. Oh. God. Yeah, my snow crab legs they're starting to get cold. I think if I ever build my own house, I'm going to build a sink right next to where I film for YouTube. Alright. I am getting pretty full. I still want the potato though. I didn't make any rice, so that's why I'm not eating any rice with this. Alright, I'm gonna have a potato, and then I think I'm done. I'll eat that crab leg later. Alright, guys. I am full. I'm going to save this for later. I'll heat it up and eat it. Other than that, thanks for watching, you guys.